Good morning, everyone. Welcome in. I wasn't really sure what I was gonna make today, but I thought it would be fun to try tackling something I've never done before, which is homemade marshmallows, because I have been raving Rice Krispie squares. For those who don't know, it's literally just like the Rice Krispie rice puffs, which is just puffed rice, mixed in with like marshmallow, a little bit of butter, and flavoring if you want it. You can also add little tidbits in there as you want. So I thought it would be fun to up the challenge and actually make marshmallows ourselves. I found a recipe. It doesn't look very hard. It does require a little bit of like measurement and some precise things, but we'll try making our own marshmallows, and then we'll use those marshmallows to make some Rice Krispie treats and also some nougat. I've made nougats before for Chinese New Year, and it's been received really well. I haven't made it in a long time though, so I kind of want to revisit that and maybe make some nougats with a whole bunch of like random things that we can add in. Make it for Onibro. Fun fact, Onibro will say he doesn't have a sweet tooth, but he literally is like a fiend for Ferrero Rochers and the Nutella. But one other thing he does love to eat is Rice Krispies. However, I'm gonna try to make it a little bit more healthy. Not really healthy, but because he's on that like protein bulking phase, we're gonna put in protein powder in there. I have this, which is like protein that he bought from Japan. He says that some protein powders are kind of icky, but he says this one seems okay. And they also have different flavors, but I heard that you can definitely make Rice Krispies a little bit healthier by putting protein powder in there. And it could be interesting. So we're gonna set that aside and we're gonna use that for later. This is one of those recipes where I highly recommend that you do get a stand mixer, because it'll help make the marshmallows whip up much faster and much easier. And we're gonna bloom some gelatin in here. We're gonna need 22 grams of gelatin, or 3 packets. I don't actually know if these packets are the same amount as American packets. Oh, this is 5 grams. Do I have enough gelatin? Uh-oh, I might not have enough gelatin. Damn it! Can collagen be a substitute for gelatin? They cannot, according to Google. Damn it! Okay, chat, we're gonna need a little bit of teamwork here. We're gonna have to decrease the whole recipe for marshmallows by 1/4, because we're missing 1/4 of necessary gelatin. So what is 3/4 of half a cup? 3/8. Okay, we can work with that. So we have our cold water. So we're gonna let this bloom. Blooming just means that you're letting the hot gelatin powder hydrate. So we're gonna let this mix. And now we can just put it back onto our stand mixer, because we're going to be pouring hot sugar into here in a little bit. So please set a timer for 15 minutes. We want at least 15 minutes. And we're going to work on our sugar. Okay, chat. The next little bit that we're going to need is, what is 3/4 of 1 1/2? So 3/4 plus 3/8. That means we have to make the denominator the same. So that's 6/8 plus 3/8. So that's 9/8. So that's 1 cup and 1/8. Did I do that right? Oh my god, did I just math the fuck out of that? Oh my god, I can do math! That's actually amazing. Let me do the 1 cup first. Squeeze all that in. That's 1 cup right there. And then I'm gonna do 1/8. Okay, that looks good. 1/8. This is where the substitutions begin. I actually was not able to find cornstarch. I remember that I had rice syrup, and I heard that it's basically used to prevent crystallization of sugar. So I have rice syrup, which should be the same. What is 3/4 of 1 1/4? So what is 75% of 1.25? 15/16. So it's almost a cup. Okay, that is my understanding. So we're gonna do short of 1 cup. This looks like 93% of 1 cup, if that ever means anything. I'm pouring it in here. I emptied out the corn syrup. 3/8 of water to help the sugar melt, I'm sure. We're gonna turn the heat on, maybe a medium low, just in case. So sugar, generally, you have to be very careful of temperature, very exact, because depending on what the temperature is, sugar can react very differently. And sugar is one of those things where it looks like it's taking forever to heat up, but once it does get to a certain temperature, it happens very quickly. So don't walk away. For this recipe, because we're making marshmallows, we want to heat everything to 240 degrees Fahrenheit. I actually have a meat thermometer that I'm gonna stick in here and use as a candy thermometer today. It's been 15 minutes. Okay, the water is boiling. The outside is kind of bubbling a little bit. I'm gonna actually start putting the candy thermometer in the pan. It is at 210 right now. This is the expensive vanilla because it's actually alcohol that is is curing the real vanilla bean seed. 217, 219. Okay, we have a little bit ways to go. We're going to put our vanilla bean in while we wait. The gelatin has bloomed. You can tell because it's like stiff now. It doesn't move around anymore. I'm gonna grab some of our really expensive, really nice vanilla bean. You can tell because it's like so thick and gooey. But you can see the bunch of little like seeds for the vanilla inside. It smells really like strong and concentrated. So we're gonna add in maybe, too much vanilla never hurt anybody, right? We're gonna add in maybe like a teaspoon. We're gonna let that stir up on high for a little bit until it's nice and broken up while I wait for my sugar. 230. Okay, we're very, very close. I'm whipping up my gelatin so it's kind of separated a little bit and not stuck in there. And that's literally what marshmallow is. Gelatin, sugar. Two things. 235. Oh my god, we're so close. Taking a while to get to 240. Oh my god, 237. 239, 240. Okay, stop. We're pulling it out, boys. We're pulling it out. So we're gonna crank this to highest or almost the highest. And because the sugar is very hot, just please be very careful. We're gonna slowly stream it into the pan and we're gonna let that melt the gelatin a little bit. God, I hope this turns out well. If this doesn't turn out well, we got no marshmallows to use. So we're gonna let this go on high for like 10 minutes. Also, the marshmallow is coming together quite nice. See how it went from like liquid and like just sugar syrup to something almost like egg whites, like puffy, like meringue. But we're going to line a tray and we're gonna oil it so the marshmallow does not stick to the tray. But I have a 9x9 glass tray and we're going to cover it with parchment paper and some oil to grease it, just to prevent any stickage. I'm actually gonna grease the pan to help the paper stick a little bit better. And then I'm gonna grease the paper again. Ooh, it's a lot. Keep a little brushy. Brush the sides as well because it'll help the parchment paper stick. And then brush your parchment paper with oil so everything is not sticky. That should be kind of, sort of, more or less pretty good. Let me slow down the marshmallows for a second so we can take a look at texture. Slowly take it out. Whoa. Look how like puffy and whipped up this looks now. I'm not sure exactly how much further we should go or if this is actually perfect. So I'm just gonna let it go just a little bit longer. I mean, it's not egg whites, so I can't imagine it to be like at a risk of over puffing. I got some on my hands. I'm gonna give it a taste. Oh, it's really good. I'm impatient, so I think we're gonna stop here for the mixing. I'm gonna grab a spatula. I'm gonna take this out. I'm gonna try to get all the marshmallow out. Oh my god, this looks so good. I forgot to make my cornstarch and powdered sugar concoction. It's probably really good. Let me lick a little bit. This is really good. We're gonna grab a little bowl because I forgot to do this earlier. We're gonna make a little bit of a powdered sugar and cornstarch concoction. So I have cornstarch. We're gonna use this for our nougat. We're gonna just use all the cornstarch. I don't have much left, so I'm just gonna use all of it. Cornstarch is in. I have a big old bag of powdered sugar. I'm going to mix the cornstarch and the powdered sugar together. So you grab a little sifter like this, grab your cornstarch, spoon like 1 or 2 spoonfuls in here and set this aside. We're gonna grab our tray back and get ready to unmold our marshmallow. So first I'm going to try to spray the bottom with some powdered sugar cornstarch just to make the bottom of the pan a little less sticky, and hopefully that'll be okay. So that looks fine. Now the hard part is trying to unmold this. Oh, it's so shiny and lustrous. It looks so sexy for some reason. Look at that. That looks pretty good, but we're gonna use our spatula and just kind of poke it gently into the corners as much as you can. We're gonna grab one of these babies. We're gonna grease our offset spatula as well. A lot of things are gonna be greased today. We're going to brush our offset spatula, and then we're gonna grab our spatula, and then we're going to try as gently and as meticulously as possible to smooth it out. All we have to do is leave this uncovered and let it rest for 6 hours. What? I'm kidding. Ideally, you do want to wait the actual 6 hours if you're doing it at room temperature, but we can speed things up by setting the gelatin in the fridge for 2 hours. Into the fridge it goes. Let me prepare some pistachios. We're gonna have everything kind of set and ready. We have pre-packaged nuts already. This is gonna be our like savory option. We have dried mangoes that I'm gonna chop up a little bit. We have dried pineapples. We have biscuits. These are just like regular milk digestive biscuits. And another classic that I see pretty often when it comes to nougat is actually Oreo. Oh, I also have granola that I bought from the grocery store. It's pronounced Nougat. Oh, I didn't know that. She said nougat. Dude, what the fuck am I saying? Am I saying like the word pee-pee in some other language or something? For Rice Krispies, we need a half cup of protein powder. That should be quite easy, so we're not gonna worry about that. For the nougat though, we need 70 grams of milk powder. So that could be protein powder or regular milk powder. I actually bought some milk powder, so I'm gonna do like 60 grams of milk powder and 10 grams maybe of my dried fruit powder for a little bit of flavor and color. Okay guys, what do you think? Should I use my fancy blueberry powder that costed like, I don't know, 800 yen or something wild like that? Or should I use my strawberry powder to make it pink? Purple sweet potato powder to make it purple? Pumpkin to make it yellow? Matcha to make it green? Or hojicha to make it, oh, I don't really want to make it brown. So we have these options. The most I don't know why I ask you anything. It's like, what is going to hurt the streamer the most? The most expensive thing? Yeah, they suck. What about the second flavor? I want to do 2 different colors. No, brown looks so ugly. Brown's gonna look like shit. Brown like that egg yolk you ate. Okay, I guess we're gonna use brown then. We're gonna do 10 grams of our expensive blueberry. Okay, we need 10. Whoa, that's so vivid. You know what? I don't think that we actually need 10 for this because the color is so strong. I'm actually gonna fill out the rest of it with just the powder. We're gonna mix this so it's even, and this will dye our marshmallow a nice, hopefully purpley color. We're gonna make one more set with turd brown. Okay, so first 60 grams of milk powder. It's brown, Chad. It's actually brown. Same idea. Just mix it up a little bit so it's nice and even. But it's time to make our marshmallows. I don't know, guys. Does this look set to you? I don't know if it's set in the middle, though. I'm not gonna lie. You know what? I'm gonna give it just a little bit more time. 20 more minutes. In the meantime, did I say I didn't have backup? I always have backup. We're gonna make the Rice Krispies first because that's the one I'm most excited about, and then we'll try the nougat later. For our Rice Krispies, we're gonna have to get a few ingredients ready as well. Here's the thing. What kind of protein powder do you guys want? I have a few flavors and you guys can decide for me, okay? We have chocolate, we have mixed berry, we have cafe au lait, we have cheesecake. We have the kinako, which is like the roasted soybean. There's no cilantro. Cheese or chocolate. I mean, I could mix it because I need a half cup anyways. Maybe I can do chocolate cheesecake. That sounds pretty good. Hopefully this will add up to half a cup, but let's measure it out and see. I actually can't find like brand name Rice Krispie, like the one with like snap, crackle, and pop. Doesn't exist here for some reason, or maybe I'm just not going to the right store. But I found these like puffed rice. Hopefully it'll be the exact same thing. We need 2.5 cups of rice puffs. This is 2.5 cups in total of rice puffs. I just did a mix of the white rice and the brown rice. And apparently, according to the recipe, you mix the protein powder in with the rice as well. So we're gonna grab our cheesecake. I think this is actually gonna be a perfect half cup. Yeah, this is a perfect half cup. We're gonna dump this all in here. So I guess if you want to make some Rice Krispies that will satisfy your sweet tooth, but also not ruin your macros, question mark, this could be a good way to incorporate some protein into your sweet treat. We're gonna need 2 tablespoons or about 30 grams of butter. So we're gonna need 1 package of marshmallow. This happens to be exactly 150 grams. That's what we're looking for. Keep swirling this because I don't want my butter to brown. Marshmallows in. I'm just going to keep stirring this and let this melt until it's a goopy mess, and we'll stir in our rice right after that. What is this supposed to be? It's supposed to be Rice Krispies. You don't know what Rice Krispies are. This looks pretty good actually. This is my protein packed Rice Krispie. I'm gonna dump this out into a container. Just push it to the side. I'm gonna try to lean it towards one corner so it's prettier to demold. And I'm not gonna touch it. We're gonna let it cool down a little bit and we're gonna cut into it and hopefully it's good. We're gonna set this on the side. Now I'm gonna go check on my marshmallows again to see if we can use it for our nougat. The marshmallow has been sitting for a little bit longer. Hopefully it's set a little bit. Again, we don't have to have it perfectly set, so we're gonna gonna sprinkle our cutting board just so that it's not as sticky. And we're going to spank it down. And now we're gonna lift this up and gently cover the rest just so that it's not sticky. Grab a knife and we're going to oil our blade. Re-oil it as needed. So we're just gonna cut our marshmallows into cubes. I'll cut it right down the middle. Ooh, it's set pretty nicely. Chat, look, that's a marshmallow. And then just keep oiling as you go. It'll become more and more non-stick as you cut more and more of the marshmallow because the cornstarch is going to stick to it, the oil is going to stick to it, everything. It peels quite satisfactorily too. I think I'll do 3 at a time just to keep it a bit more manageable. Look at this. Guys, I made marshmallow. Look, boingy, boingy, boingy. And now we have our bowl of marshmallows. Oh my goodness, how exciting is that? I am measuring out 150 grams of marshmallow. Again, about 2 tablespoons of butter. I think for the blueberry, maybe some Oreo and some pistachios would be nice. For the other one, we'll do cookie, dried fruit, and maybe a little bit of a mixed nut with the caca. We're gonna melt our 150 grams of fresh marshmallow this time. Okay, so our marshmallow is melted, and this time we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're actually gonna use our milk powder that was mixed in with our flavoring powder, whatever it is. And my heat is off, by the way. We're gonna dump it all in, and we're gonna mix it. And we're gonna cook this together until it is equally mixed in. This is a bit different from what I was expecting. I'm just gonna keep mixing this until the large chunks of milk powder and blueberry powder. Let's add in our Oreos. It might look like a lot, but I think it can take quite a bit. And our pistachios. And we're gonna give this a little bit of a mixy mix. Just try to get it all incorporated together. So every bit of the ingredient is covered by the marshmallow. Okay, and then we're gonna just grab this. Oh my god, what's happening? It wasn't supposed to look like this, guys. Teehee. Everything is under control. Just give me a second, you'll see the vision, okay? I'm gonna oil my spatula and hopefully I can redeem myself. I'm gonna keep pushing it down just a little so it can fit into the crevice of this thing. We're gonna just let that sit and we're done with nougat number 1. Wow. We're gonna let that rest. I'm actually curious about our protein Rice Krispies, so we're gonna give that a go. You can definitely taste the protein powder. You know how protein powder has that gritty texture to it? I think you can definitely taste that. Is it good? It's not bad for a protein food is all I'll say about that. Since the purple nougat turned out to look like caca anyways, I think for the actual caca one, I'm going to not wash the pan and just directly cook with it. Let's do another 150 grams of our homemade marshmallows. My butter is melting. Marshmallows have more bounce than Giri. It's because I made these marshmallows. They take after their creator, that's why. Again, melting them. Wait, how bouncy is my marshmallow? I'm so curious. Hold on, let me try bouncing it. You just see the air time? Oh my god, look how bouncy it is. This one has a perfect bounce. It does have a really good bounce. This is melting quite nicely. I'm going to just let it finish melting with the residual heat. And it's time for the caca powder. This time we're gonna add in some cookie, some dried fruit, and some random dried nuts. We're gonna wanna try to wrap all the nougat around the filling. Okay, so we're gonna take this out now and try to compress it into a piece of cake. It just looks like I made 2 pieces of shit. Let us try the nougat. This one's still a bit warm. This one less so. If everything is set correctly, it should peel off quite easily. Okay, that looks promising. I think it could be set a bit more, but let's just like cut it in half and just try it, shall we? It's not bad, right guys? I'm pretty sure the taste is good. Okay, let me eat it. Itadakimasu. No, really good. I mean, it's marshmallow, pistachio, and occasionally you got a little bit of Oreo. I'm gonna grab a tiny little plate so Onibro can try it. I'm gonna fold it until it looks like a piece of dung. Here's your nougat, Onibro. This one's a little bit warm, so I don't think it's like ready, so I'll just cut off the sides. This is the cross section. It has the regular wafer cookie. The roasted green tea actually comes through a lot. It's actually quite nice. It looks awful, but it tastes really good. This looks like dog shit, bro. Oni, bro. It's time. Open up. Take your hands off the keyboard and put it on the caca. Eat it. Okay, Mr. Oni bro, what is your verdict? Do you like my nougat? Wait, he says 0? No, it's not a 0 out of 10. Okay, Oni bro, you can't let the visuals confuse you on the taste. Oh, 叫 7.5 咯，你嚇死人咩？開始話0。3.75 after taking into presentation. Okay, the presentation is not that important. It's all about the actual like result.